don't want people out there to take this the wrong way because, again, I understand what ECW was. But what you have to understand is there's a lot of indie guys who run their shows like ECW. I understand that.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things with wrestling, they had some good wrestlers in ECW. Good wrestlers. But more times than not, it was a lot of blood and guts. And that's where people get turned off by ECW because Heyman chose to show a little more of that sometimes than he always did the wrestling. And again, that's what I'm saying. I probably catch flack for things that get said about ECW on the show, but again, to me it was a regional based market. We really didn't get a chance to see it on TV. If you did know people that had tapes from certain cable providers, you didn't have the internet, so we didn't all get ECW. But I'll go through my top 5 ECW guys in no particular order. Number 1, I'll say Shane Douglas. And the reason here's my issue with Shane Douglas, though. I feel like they didn't let him be champion long enough. He come in, he's, we're changing the name. That's complete garbage. And he cuts this great promo. And I don't even know if the guy was champion for 6 months. Maybe somebody could tell me if he was, because I don't feel like he had, like, their longest title. I feel like they didn't really back him for, like, a year straight when he was doing that. So I'll throw Shane Douglas out there. I'll go Dean Malenko. Love to watch Dean Malenko wrestle. Dean Malenko just – you put that guy in a ring with about anybody and he could go. I will go Chris Jericho. But I do not believe Chris Jericho in ECW was even a fraction of what he even became in WCW. To me, ECW never really marketed Chris Jericho the right way. They never put him in there with Malenko and him and really, really let him go like I feel like they should have. I'll go Eddie Guerrero because probably my favorite ECW match of all time was him and Dean Malenko the night they were leaving. To me, that was the best wrestling match ECW ever had, and it was, again, I'll agree. I'll say classic by way of wrestling and what you would do. To round out my list of ECW wrestlers, the fifth guy gets a little rough for me. I don't know. I'll go Dudley Boys. I'm going to put them together because they were never singles competitors to my knowledge in ECW. So I'm going to put those two guys together because they were a tag team and they helped set a standard in ECW. But note on my list, real quick if I can, there is no Taz. Guy was overrated. I'll go ahead and say it. Please bring me the flack for that. I will not put Sandman on there because that guy couldn't wrestle his way out of a wet towel that I threw on top of him. Not even a wet towel, a wet paper towel. He couldn't even tear his way out of it. So he sucks. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. A lot of the other guys that people are going to put on their list, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, didn't really wrestle in ECW. So I can't wait to hear the rest of this list. And I hope somebody sent us a list. Oh, no? Wow, 1 week. All right. Good job, JP.
Got a pat on the back. Man. All right, James.
Go ahead.
No, you first, man.
Snatching dreams and crushing souls.
Come on. I want to go last. Well,
no, you already go last. You got to go last with picks.
Yeah, because I'm the champ. Champ.
Yeah, whatever. Stop saying that word.
I will. I'll say that word all
right.
First off, sir, don't you ever do that to my
All right, go ahead. Don't tell me ever do something when I'm standing behind the board.
I can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
I'm still the authority behind this.
No, you ain't. You're fired.
I'm not. There's only one person that fired me.
Who, Javier?
No, Mike, and he ain't here. He's the face of the company, remember?
Yeah, okay. All right, so my list is I put Cactus Jack on there as number 5. I liked Cactus. Guys, I'm already getting bad faces from JP. That's not a good sign. I like Cactus Jack. I liked his angle in ECW because he went away from the hardcore thing and said, no. His promos, though, where he went away from hardcore saying he wasn't hardcore anymore. And it changed. What, JP, just go ahead and tell me. Come on.
Go ahead, dude.
You are ruining it for me.
Go ahead, dude.
Go ahead.
See the effect I have on this young man.
Okay. Number 4. Oh, JP's gonna hate me. Raven. Here's the. I liked Raven in it because he helped make it from Eastern Championship Wrestling to ECW. Because he was in there when it was Eastern Championship Wrestling. Going on that, Tommy Dreamer is next because Tommy Dreamer was there since the beginning till the end of ECW. As much as you guys don't like Tommy Dreamer, I like Tommy Dreamer because he's one of the originals that has been there since the beginning till the end. I'm going to put Stone Cold Steve Austin in there, even though he had like maybe 2 matches in there. But the reason I'm stealing this from James, sorry James, but
Of course you are.
if I believe with you 100%, if Stone Cold didn't go to ECW, would we have seen the Stone Cold character still? Would we have saw it in WWE?
We don't. I don't know, dude. That's a good question.
That's That's kind of why I feel I have to put him on there because he helped make himself into that character in ECW. Because he had all that rage towards WCW, all that hatred. So I put him in there. And number 1 is because of Paul Heyman, because he somehow likes this guy. You're gonna hate this, and I'm not a big fan of the guy, but I put him as number 1 because I feel like he helped ECW, and that is Rob Van Dam. And here's the reason. Paul Heyman said that Rob Van Dam was a different champion than anyone else in that company. It's like with Rob Van Dam, you got this mellow guy, this guy that, you knew he was doing drugs. You knew he was he's a different guy. And he was the type of guy that held the championship a little different than, like, let's say the franchise or someone else. So that's why I picked RVD. I'm not a big fan of RVD, but he belongs in that list.
All right.
So thanks for listening, James, because I saw you not listening at all.
Nope.
All right.
Pretty much.
Go ahead.
I was reading tweets. We actually got a tweet in.
Is that what you do? You know what? I'm never talking on this show again.
I was reading one
God.
of the tweet. We had a tweet about ECW wrestlers. So give me a break.
Oh.
Are you picking his apart? Are you?
You know what? I will give you Rob Van Dam in ECW.
Thank you.
And the only reason I'm going to give you that is because, again, I know what ECW was.
Yeah.
Fine, completely fine with that.
All right.
Get it.
And I know I didn't put the Dudleys in there. And
well, that's fine. It's just I don't agree with Cactus Jack, and I'll tell you why. Cactus Jack was already made. Mm-hmm. Cactus Jack was already a character. And to me, he really didn't do anything revolutionary and visionary in ECW because he said ECW, I'm not hardcore, but then he would go have a hardcore match with Sabu or somebody. Like, it makes no sense.
I just liked it because it really steamed a lot of people. Like, yeah,
I know.
Now, what about...
And here's another reason why. It's he did one thing, and Ric Flair has talked about this greatly, that he did one thing to me that you don't do in the business, and he spit and threw a championship down like it was nothing. And we all know that kind of stuff is a no-no in this business. I don't care if you don't like the company. Same thing with Bret Hart not dropping the belt to Shawn. There's certain things you don't do in the business.
It's the same thing with Shane Douglas.
Exactly.
Shane Douglas did the same exact thing.
Exactly, and he catches a lot of flack for it. And that's why I brought it up, that he caught a lot of flack for doing that to the NWA World title. And a lot of people felt like he could have cut the promo without making the title look bad. That's my issue.
Just like Medusa.
Exactly. And she caught a lot of flack. And rightfully she should have, because, again, there's certain things you don't do. I was fine with everything else, but that to me kind of tainted. He's like, well, I didn't mean any disrespect. But what's the one thing that everybody says you don't do? You don't disrespect a title that a company has put on you. That's one of my issues, because I get the promo, but again, I think you could have cut that promo without like saying that it doesn't mean anything. Because to me, if I was a wrestler and a company put a title on me, they believe in me somehow. They just put a title on me.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, what about the whole thing with Raven? About putting him on there? Because I know you're not a big Raven fan.
Here's my issue with Raven. It's not so much that I'm not a Raven fan, but Raven to me was never a good wrestler.
Yeah.
He could talk and would do something that would make people talk about what he did, like putting someone on a crucifix like Jesus. But, okay. See that?
I just liked his whole storyline with Tommy Dreamer about, like, and I liked it with the Sandman, too.
Let me tell you what Raven was about. Raven was better on the mic, and he told a good story outside the ring. Mm-hmm. You put him inside the ring, the story wasn't as good. Unless it was a chair, all of them were extreme matches, no matter what. He couldn't wrestle a match without being extreme. Which, okay, that's all right. That's what you want to do. That's your gimmick.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's your schmick. Go ahead. But he couldn't tell. He told a good story outside the ring, didn't tell a great story inside the ring. He was one of those guys that couldn't tell us a great story.
Do you think that's why he came back from WCW to ECW? Because
that's where he belonged.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was awesome when he first came to WCW with the Flock, because he was with a good group. Well, okay, not good. Lodi, I wouldn't put in there. There's a couple guys. Yeah, okay. Billy Kidman, Perry Saturn.
Billy Kidman.
Those guys worked with the Flock. That was awesome.
Yeah.
But then it got just him, and it didn't work. You know, people, they want to see some more. You know, but he got over his Raven. But you got to remember, when he first started out, who was Raven? You don't know who he was, do you?
Who was Raven? Yeah.
He started out in WWF as the manager of the Fabulous Rager Brothers. He was Scotty Flamingo.
That was
him.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was him. That's where he started, was in WWF though. But he evolved into Raven, and I feel like he got such into that character.
Yeah.
He never evolved in anything else.
No.
He was stuck.
But he was still good as the Raven character. If you would have,
if you're happy with being just an extreme wrestler,
yeah.
He did an awesome job. If he's happy with just that, and he was, I guess.
If you would have put him as a manager, just as a manager, I'm saying in like, let's say after ECW went away, put him in WWE as a manager.
Wouldn't work.
Why?
Would not work, because the just how often does the quote the Raven never? I mean, we've seen it and heard it. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
In wrestling.
No, but I'm saying it might have got him somewhere else. Like, he might have evolved if you would have saw him just as a manager. Because you said yourself, he told a good story.
Outside the ring, yes.
Yes.
But he like I said, he got so into that character, he just, you know. Next, are you done?
Yeah, I'm
All
good,
right.
man.
My top 5 Impact players, number 5. Just Incredible and Lance Storm. Why are you laughing?
No, I like them, actually. I don't know why I
love
put them on
the
there.
Impact players with him. The both of them, I think Dawn Marie and Francine was with them at the time. I know somebody's going to hate it, whatever. But, you know, I love watching the guys because they brought heat to the ring. Were they great in the ring? Lance Storm was great in the ring. Just Incredible wasn't bad, but I said he wasn't bad. Lance Storm was the better one, of course.
If I could be serious for a moment.
Yeah, you see? But Lance Storm, yeah, I mean, they made it, no offense, they made an impact, no pun intended, on
intended,
ECW.
sir. It's
Oh, that's intended.
Yeah, I know. But no, they were good. Number 4, the Dudley Boys. And actually, I could put them higher because I love the Dudley Boys at ECW. Yeah. ECW Dudley Boys, nothing like anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, they would. No, you don't know, Steven. I'm just saying. You don't understand how it was in ECW with these guys. I went to a live event with these guys in ECW, and it was an experience.
How are you still
like
alive?
Nothing. Well, that's what I'm saying. At a local high school gym, I think in Winston-Salem, I went to watch them, and it was insane. It was awesome.
Oh.
Yeah. They actually had that song. But no, they were great. Number 3, and I probably put him too high, the franchise Shane Douglas. I love the guy, and they just never did anything with him. it kind of fizzled away. He went to WCW. He went WWE as the